Hey there, welcome to NZ Money Karma, where you can find freedom from the daily grind through budgeting, simple living and adventure. Well, budgeting doesn't stop just because it's Christmas or that it's the holidays or there's this or that. And so I'm doing my cash stuffing. In New Zealand, we have Christmas. We're the first country in the world to get Christmas, so we've had our Christmas. I don't know if this will get uploaded when someone else is still having theirs, but we are past Christmas Day. I'm not doing my cash stuffing on Christmas Day, but I still haven't taken off the tablecloth or the runner from Christmas Day's dinner. That's why that's there, because I like it. So what am I all about? Why am I even here? What am I doing on YouTube? This is a question I have been asking myself, and I guess the thing for me is I really want to show that it's possible, it's absolutely possible to live in New Zealand, I'm in a major city, Otautahi, Christchurch, that it's absolutely possible to live the New Zealand dream, to live the Kiwi dream. That is not a fallacy. Stop reading stuff. It is not made up. You can work hard and you can achieve in New Zealand. And when I say work hard, I don't mean you have to work every single hour that God sends. I mean, you can have a life in New Zealand and still achieve. And that is, I guess, the reason why I'm still on YouTube. That's why I decided to carry on going, because I just thought, oh my goodness, like there's so much negativity out there, so many people saying, you'll never own a house, you'll never do this, you'll never do that. And I don't believe it. You absolutely can do those things, but you might not be able to do all the things. So you have to choose what are the things that are most important to you and then go after them. And do not let somebody or the system hold you back. So if there's a blockage, if you're trying to get here and you're here and you get this far along and then there's like a speed hump, do something about it. What do you have to do to get over that hump? Do you have to go around it? Can you go over it? Do you have to dig under it? What are the things that need to happen to get you here where you're dreaming of being? And I guess the reason why I'm so pumped up about this is because I have recently achieved one of my own dreams that my family has been working on for the last decade, where we bought a holiday home. If you've watched my previous videos, you'll know that I don't believe in debt, so you'll know that we've paid for that in cash. Yeah. We live basically like we're on the dole, and the rest of the money we save. If we make more than what we need to live, then we put it into an investment. And that has paid dividends over the years. This is something we've learnt ourselves, we've taught ourselves. We've not inherited any money. We don't have, amazing tech jobs. We have bricks and mortar jobs. I think they're okay paid now. Traditionally not so well paid, but in the last few years, pay rates have increased. So that's a positive. But we've always worked part-time. So we've never really had the double income kind of situation. This year and last year is the closest we've come to that, where we have had the equivalent of one full-time job and a 2-day-a-week job. So like one person working full-time and the other person with a little part-time job. That's the closest we've come to double incomes. For the most part, we've had the equivalent of one single income. So we have achieved this not because we're super clever, not because we work harder than the average bear, but because we've just been really focused and intentional with the money we do have, and we've just chosen where to put it. We've just decided that these are our goals and that's what we're going to go for. And no amount of family murmurings and mutterings or people wondering why we don't have this or that has bothered us, because we've gone, do you know what, we're after this bigger goal and we're going for it. And part of that is living on our small amounts of money each week so that we can invest the rest and do really cool things. So that's what I'm here to do today. This is my, what would you call it? This is my weekly cash stuff. There's $260 in here. And I've done my online allocations, which I've got my book next door to me because I really need to stay on track. This year I started this last year I've started getting a wee bit off track with my budgeting. And so writing it down, I don't have a lot of wriggle room for mistakes, so writing it down is helping me. So I'm spending $737 online into the various accounts, and that's for our rates, our power, internet, wood, gas, insurances, and kid-related costs. So that's 737, and then that leaves me 263. But I didn't have $3 change, so I've just got 260, and that's actually going to be fine. Normally I would really want the $3, but we're going away on holiday, so this money is not really going to be used because we'll be using holiday money when we're on holiday. So let's get stuffing. 260 smackaroos. So straight into this binder. This is my I need you every week kind of binder. So for food, I'm just going to put in 80, and that wouldn't be enough for a normal grocery shop, not at all. But I'm not using this money this week for any grocery shopping. I have $20 left on my Christmas club card, and there's 80, so there's the equivalent of 100. So $80 in there. We will buy food, we will do grocery shopping while we're away on holiday, and I'll probably bring you along for some of that as well, because it's a smaller town. Grocery stores are going to be a little bit more expensive, I'm guessing, and there are less variety of grocery stores as well. So I won't be using this money. This is just going to sit here for when we're back from our holiday and ready probably to do my next cash stuff. So the money we get each week is not used for holidays. That's in a different pot. That's our investment pot. That's how we fund that, through our investments. We haven't always done that, but that's how we do it now. Okay, petrol is getting 20. And again, this isn't going to fill up the car for the holiday because that comes out of holiday money. So I've taken $1,000 and just put that in an envelope out of our investment money. And that's what will fund our holiday. So if we go somewhere, we want tickets to something, we need to buy groceries, all that kind of stuff, that's coming from that pot, not this pot. Tickets and fun, I'm just going to put $10 in here. Oops. Everyone has loved their Christmas present, which were tickets to Ed Sheeran. So I don't need much in tickets and fun because we're off to go and see a concert all together. That was our main Christmas present. Yeah, everyone's really excited. It was very cool to see the kids' faces when they went like, we're going to a concert. My kids have never been to a concert, so it's going to be super cool. And garden is just going to get 5. So there's 15. And giving will get 5. So there's 15 there, and so I'll just take a 20. So there's 90. And work, travel. I didn't give this anything last time, but I better give it something this time because that will come around really quickly. Oops. So I'm going to give that 25. It is annoying to have to pay for work travel, but that is my husband's deal with his job. 3 weeks in Ototahi and then 1 week travelling away. So that's how it is. Until we early retire, that's our deal. He likes that job and he's committed to keeping it. So that's what we're going to keep doing. Now, kids' pocket money. I'm doing something different this year. They're getting a pay rise where they will be, I'm not sure what the exact right amount is going to be for them, so I'm just going to try it out. And I've said let's try it for a month or so, and then we'll review it and just see, was that the right amount or does it need to be a little bit more? So it's basically I'm aiming for about $100 a month for them, and then they are going to be allocating that themselves into their own envelopes, and they will be taking over the cost of some things. So some of the things that I've previously been paying for, they are now going to pay for that, and that's going to be things like their public transport, some clothing, and friends' birthday presents. So that's cool. That's all part of my plan to make sure they can manage money. By the time they leave my home, I want them to have made their mistakes. You know, I want them to have mucked it up. If they're going to muck it up, I want them to muck it up here where I can help them correct it, not send them out into the world as young adults and then have them make mistakes and then it's like, oh no, I've got a credit card bill. I want them to well and truly know by the time they leave my home that that is a dumb idea and for them to be really on board with that. So that's the first one, done and dusted. Next, so what have I got left over? So that's all my main expenses and I've got 50, 60, 75 left over. Normally I would have a bit less than this though because I would have put more into my food binder and I probably would have put more into work travel as well. So, you know, I could easily just have 35 left. I haven't made nice new labels, which is my intention. So this is a clothes / shoes pile. Let's see what we've got. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 105, and today I'm putting in 10. So 115. So what do you guys think? I know when I say stuff like I did in my introduction, like, you know, go after your goals, it's, you know, it is possible, don't listen to the doubters, that there's always lots of people that have something to say about that. There'll be people that go, oh, it's different for you, there's this barrier or that barrier, da da da. And I'm not saying those barriers don't exist at all, and I'm not saying I haven't been lucky. I have worked hard, I have been strategic, and I also have been lucky. You know, there's lots of people who have worked as hard and been as strategic and just for whatever reason, the dice just didn't fall in their favour. So I know that. I'm not saying I'm special or anything like that. My entire point is that I'm not special, that I'm absolutely very average in almost every single way. Not almost, in actually every single way. I'm very average. I'm a bit of a trier. Okay, that would be the only thing I think I'm above average at. I'm a trier and I'm a completer. I don't like to leave things unfinished. And if I say I'm going to do something, I really like to follow it through. I have to, yeah, it's a big deal for me to kind of quit something. So I follow things through, I complete, and I try really hard. So outside of those areas, which, you know, nothing about natural gifts or talents or anything like that, I'm just average. And so I tell you these things not to be, you know, like a big-headed, big noter. I tell you these things just so you know that it's possible. Just in case your world is filled with people telling you that you can't do it, I just want to be someone that says, do you know what, you actually can, and the reason I know you can is because I've done it. So if I can do it, I think lots of people can do it. Not every person, but I think a lot of people could, because I am nothing special. So that's my thinking behind it. I don't know. People might just shoot me down, but we'll wait and see. I'll wait and see. Let me know. Are you going to shoot me down or say, yeah, I think you're on track. I think, you know, it is possible for people to do things. Just, you know, you just have to be super hyper-focused, I think. It's not easy to do. And if it was easy to do, then, yeah, everyone would do it, wouldn't they? And it's not easy to do, and that's why people don't. But it's, you know, easy and possible are different things, right? Okay, so I'll put in my 5 there into animals, and I might just take out 50 and give myself this 50. So for animals, I've got 100, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 200, 210, 20, 30, 40, 55. That's all right. Slow and steady, folks. And that's what we've been. I'd say that's probably the thing we've done the best, is we've just been very consistent. We have changed our plan once, and that did put us back. We had planned to be landlords, and then we sold up and went, no, we don't want to have any debt anymore, and that will mean we have to stay in debt. So we kind of changed the course a little bit once, and definitely that made us poorer. We would be wealthier had we not done that. But I guess now we can make values-based decisions. We have absolutely so little stress related to money. It's just ridiculous. Even just buying this house that we've just bought. Normally we would have bought a house, been racing in there, renovate, quick, we've got to rent it, we've got to this, we've got to do that, because it's money, we're losing money every day. Well, we've given ourselves a year to tidy it up because we don't have that pressure. The rates are paid, the insurance is paid, there's no mortgage, all those things. We're done for the year, we don't have to worry about it, we're actually going to enjoy it, which is something new to us. I don't know, I can't even think of a time where we've really enjoyed, I don't know, can you call it really an investment? It's more like an asset, but we haven't enjoyed anything like that before, so it's novel, but it is super fun. So in here, into the health binder, I'm going to put in $20. What do you got? 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 50, 70, 80, 90, 690. Okay, that's solid. So ideally I think I want 1,000 in there, and I'm actually not too far away, so that's good. If you haven't watched recently, I actually just combined a whole heap of envelopes just to make it more simple, because I had everything separate. Like I had optometrist, dentist, hygienist, this, that, and it was just making my life feel complicated and cluttered, so I've just made it a bit simpler. This one here is a celebrations envelope now, rather than just Christmas. So that's things like Easter, birthdays, Christmas, the whole shebang. It's all going in here. Next in the list of things, I guess, would be what? Easter. We do have Waitangi Day here, which is also a celebration for us, but it's not a celebration that requires me to spend any money. So we can have a nice day on Waitangi Day without having to have extra money for that. So in for celebrations, I think I will put 10. So if I put that in there, so I've got 30 now. So if I think for Easter, for example, I've got, let's be maybe $40, something like that on Easter egg. So that's almost done, and then I'm kind of working towards the next and the next and the next. And for transport, that is things like the warrant of fitness, registration for the car, any bus money that my husband or I need, but it won't be the kids' bus money because they'll be funding that themselves now that they have this extra money. And in there I've got 1, 2, 3, 50, 70, 80, 90, 4, 10, 20. Cool. So let's make that 430. So that goes a long way, doesn't it? And now I've got a bit left over because I'm also working on a cash emergency fund. So we've been working on our an emergency fund that we hold in our bank account. I guess this one here you could also call it like miscellaneous, because it's also, what would I say? Like if I just haven't thought of something, I try and think of everything, but that's impossible. I can't think of everything. So I will be able to use like my emergency fund if it's an emergency and it can't wait for another week of budgeting. Now I have taken $80 out of here because I needed some cash to buy a vacuum cleaner for our holiday home, so it's not really an emergency. But yeah, I'm also not perfect, so that's where I stole it from. That should actually be separate. Anything I spend on the batch really should be separate, because I do have a budget for that, and it is a fixed budget, and once I've spent that money, and that money is for all sorts of things. It's for the repairs that are needed for the house. Like there are some actual repairs that are needed and can't wait. They'll need to be done by winter. And that's things like rotten weatherboards and spouting, that's all holy. And then there are some cosmetic things that I would like to do. And then there's also furniture, because we will be camping there when we visit this summer. We're just taking our sleeping bags, a pillow and a camping mat. We'll probably look to get a barbecue when we're there, but outside of that, it's going to be pretty low-key and very basic kind of holiday. But feels good. Feels good to have like a Kiwi holiday. I don't even know that my kids have really had those so much, whereas that's what I grew up on. Except for we didn't have a house, we had a caravan. So 100, I forgot already, 200, 250, 270, 290, 310, 320, oh sorry, yeah, 320, 330. 330, and what have I got? I've got 20. So yeah, I guess that's it. 350. Here's my pencil. So again, just to point out that there wouldn't be so much left over. I wouldn't normally have $20 left over if I had put the full amount into the food shopping. But I do this week, so that's a blessing, right? So that's it. That's my $260 allocated. I would love to hear how you guys' Christmas went. Ours was awesome. It was very low key. We had a nicer than usual meal, definitely. I don't eat meat, but my husband and kids had a bit of, I don't even know what the kind of steak is, but it comes like in a, rather than cut bits of steak, it comes like in a big rolled thing. And that was cooked on the barbecue. You know, our barbecue is a barbecue that I found on the side of the road about a year ago. So someone was chucking that out. I brought it home. I cleaned it off. We had to buy a gas bottle. So the gas bottle cost, I can't remember now, whatever it cost. And we have this barbecue that's like about $500 worth of barbecue for the price of the gas bottle. Yay. But that's what we cooked our Christmas lunch on. I made a nice kumara and feta cheese salad with some greens and some nuts and stuff like that. We had roast potatoes. We have amazing desserts. My daughter makes all the desserts, so it's like pavlova, ambrosia, ice cream, custard, Like, the desserts are lovely, so nice, and we don't normally eat like that. We eat lots of chocolate because Father Christmas always brings us chocolates. So it's just it's a day of feasting for us. And we were also very lucky to be able to give some lovely gifts to our kids, which, yeah, I know they really appreciate. And yeah, so nice but simple. Certainly not, Instagram worthy or, whatever that looks like. I don't know. It's not, it's not overly fancy, but it really suits us great, and I think it helps us to hone in on what Christmas is about, which is really spending it with our family. If I could always spend Christmas with my kids for the rest of my life, I would be extremely happy. I think, as they get older and they partner and there's like that pull, where do we go? I don't know. I wouldn't care for a single present if I could spend the day with them. So that's it for me. Like I said at the beginning, budgeting doesn't stop because it's the holidays. It doesn't stop because it's Christmas. If you found Christmas this year a bit stressful and, kind of struggling to get the money together for the special meal or what have you, is there anything you can do differently between now and next Christmas? Because we know it's coming around on the 25th of December again. So we've got 12 months, 364 days as of today for me, 364 days to start planning. I have started planning some of my gifts. I've already thought, what am I going to give? Last year, my real goal has been on not over consuming, not being a consumer, being a producer. So it's like, is there something I can make or create that will be nice for a gift? That's what I've been thinking, and I've got a couple of ideas. I can let you know what they are if anyone's interested. Otherwise, I will catch you next time. Hope you have a wonderful day. See you next week. Bye for now.